Okay, hopefully that's enough for him. Just going at the... You know, it should be. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey Shane, how are you? That's an unimpressive time here. Oh, nice. How did your all bosses run go this morning? I saw you were behind last time I noticed, but I didn't see the end of it. You're in your own bed. It wasn't that dragon puzzle, was it? It was really, really annoying. Sure was. Oh boy. Yeah. Welcome to the reality of that floor. Oh boy. That is not a fun thing to encounter and have to deal with. That one can get really frustrating. Yeah, that's a time loss at that point. That's probably one of the reasons a lot of people have not challenged the top time on the leaderboard. Because you pretty much, ideally, you almost certainly have to avoid that puzzle. On top of having good execution, good recall of all the memorization aspects. Well, and are you in the Questing for Glory server, the one by High Spirits run that event? Because he was announcing he was going to do one more event coming up in October, which is just a for funsies giant RPG marathon. That would probably be up your alley. Me and Sonny were thinking about offering something. Sounds like it's going to be the last one he's going to be able to actually run. It's going to make it a nice long 10-day marathon. There's plenty of opportunity for people to do stuff. If you have something to offer. I was talking with Sonny and was like, oh, Shane started on all bosses. I'm like, me and him were talking about it a while ago, but it's a pain to find enough time to do that for me. It's not that I wouldn't. I would love to do something for all bosses. I would just prefer it to be something much, much shorter than it is. Well, this is a completely terrible time. Wow, 7 minutes getting into this fight. I think it's a variant they would consider called all dungeons, where you just have to do everything once. You don't have to repeat everything to get every boss. I'm gonna skip this actually. I'm considerably behind. I don't really think I can speed up with this. As much as I want to. Normally I'd like to play the puzzle, but when I'm this far behind, I feel like it's... If I don't get what I'm getting, what I need, I'm compounding my mistake. Speaking of compounding mistakes, I'm trying to run away from this group. Instead of trying to kill it... These two guys. Is not gonna live. I have to kill that. I guess I can. Whatever. I wouldn't normally heal this early, but everybody's very low. What I think you could probably do with your setup, I saw you were doing what? Warrior, Ninja, or whatever. Knight, Ninja, Black Wizard. I think you probably want the White Wizard. What I think you could do is just load up the White Wizard as the character killing everything. You probably have to buy... You probably have to get all the items like gauntlets, mage's staff, to get the spells. I mean, there's no question that the routing can be improved. Is that room 2 or 3? That's 2, right? Do what? And there you go. I would think it's hard to beat the team that actually was juiced, because it's pretty effective with the setup that you got. And I don't think skipping class change is worthwhile in that category. I think the World Record team has a lot of potential, though, with if you pick up the items that cast spells for the White Mage and load her up with intelligence gear. Or a good mix of intelligence and agility gear. The any percent route has changed like 3 times since that world record was set. And like the first route that we changed to was a White Mage killing everything with items that cast spells. Then we switched to the Black Mage that cast the actual spells. And then finally we cut the Citadel. And Puzzle could, of course, factor into that, but I know that's not your thing. You could easily Mega Elixir work some things in there from there. Not strictly necessary, but I don't even remember how many Piscos. There were more than 2 Piscos in that fight, right? Pretty sure. So, I don't think that was a problem. 16 damage, what is that? I mean, luckily, the White Mage high rolled on this fight, so this is not going to drag this out. It kind of reminds me of some missions on event.com to clear up. Let's go. Some spells. Hey, Zyger. Welcome in. Oh, we got a dying raid. Okay. Now I see what's going on. A relay. What's up, Dying? And everybody else. Welcome in. Hopefully you had lovely ads when you raided over. Everybody get in here. We got to train some generative AI on how to play FF1. Yeah, turn that crap off too. But just imagine the possibilities. Random Twitch CEO, probably. Somebody's got to teach these AIs how to speedrun. It's not Dine. Not me. I don't know who it's going to be. Please run away. I should probably be killing these with my black mage, because she does have Thundara to make this quick. He, she, I guess it's a she name this time around. A very indeterminate gender on that sprite. This is where I think the thief's gonna run away. Somebody's gonna, yeah. Every time I do that. As soon as I decide to change my commands around, that's when somebody decides, like, oh, I'm able to run now. This run is going poorly in terms of timing. Hope everybody's having a good evening. I'm in here for one run. I'm gonna try to do this run with no backs up, no safeties if I can avoid it. I'm not gonna reset it unless, I mean, if I die, I die. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable I'm gonna die on some of these runs when I play it like this way. I have a pretty good track record of taking these runs to completion, but not like... There's definitely some nervy moments where it's very easy to worry about it, to lose the run. Gear this up. Thief, 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 and I'm just slipping because my windows are open and it's humid outside. I don't. He was supposed to be there. He is. That's not. Now that I have gear that helps me run away, I will not be fighting anything on the sea. I don't need the experience from anything. I have very specific experience requirements at a couple key points of the run. We've already passed one of them. The only other big one, I'm going to be grinding my mages to level 17 I take one additional fight against one Evil Eye when I reach him in the Ice Cave. With the goal being that I eventually reach level 19 with my mages by the time I go Spell Shop. I need to have my mages be level 19 in order to buy the spells from the shop. They are not 19 at the time I reach it. The vendor is not cooperative. He will not sell it to me. Think about store policy. I don't know what's going on with that. I guess selling things to people that are 18 or under is illegal in this universe. What is my time on that? 20, almost 21 minutes. It's kind of slow here. Yeah, I've lost a couple minutes on this run. I saved a minute because I didn't play the 15 puzzle that I usually play to try to get emergency exits to skip ahead. I just felt like I was too far behind by that point. So I decided to skip that. Unfortunately, that means I have to run out of 2 dungeons I would much prefer to teleport out of. Which is walking out of Earth Cave on the first trip. And then walking out of Waterfall Cavern, which is a complete chore. Drives me mad every time. If you see me losing my sanity at that point, that's why. Because you're going to see an encounter probably every 6 steps. Meantime, we're going to have a pleasant journey through all the key ports. All the key points of interest in this run. Just going to get there as quickly as possible. We're not really going to stop and kill anything unless it's an unrunnable encounter. No indication in this version of things that are actually unrunnable. You just try to run from one, you'll just be able to run. You can try until the cows come home, but you're going to get no feedback other than you physically will not run away. He is supposed to have a pretty low encounter. This is a little obnoxious right now. Not familiar with this category. It relies heavily on some equipment glitching, which short circuits the need for leveling. If you're not familiar with Barbarian Sword, I wouldn't blame you. It's an item that was added as part of the bonus content in this version of the game, which is stronger than every other piece of gear. Stronger than the strongest weapon in the game. Like 125 attack power and a 15-point strength bonus. I can obtain it via some selective equipment glitching, and that also allows me to put it on characters that would not normally be able to equip it. It includes my mages. I don't actually have it on my mages, but nothing would stop me if I want to put it on them. My 2 melee characters both have that sword on now. They're gonna one-shot any enemy that I run into at this point, short of bosses. And even then, they're gonna 2-hit bosses at most. Yeah, just casually. And easily obtainable after 20 minutes of running around. I literally just have to reach the shop to be able to glitch it. with this warrior character in my party in order to be able to glitch it onto him and other characters. It just means I have to go through all the, what is it, the item chain in the early going. I'm running no safeties here, which means I have no gold needles. The cure. Everything. Yeah. And magic. This is the first instance in the game where I can't run away from enemies, which is these Pisco Demons. They're basically a mini boss that I already ran into earlier. A little unusual to get 3 packs of these. Plus I gotta walk out, so there's a chance I'm gonna get even more of them. Quickest way I have to deal with them is Thundara, though, on my Black Mage. They resist fire and blizzard spells, they don't resist thunder spells. Okay. This sword one-shots Vampire. Normally I would have a lot harder of a time killing him without I didn't have his sword. Now I have to walk out. I gotta walk around all these potential bats to be blocking narrow corridors. I could get large groups of undead, which can paralyze me. I could get large groups of cockatrices, which could petrify me. I could get some of those Pisco Demons, which I can't run from. There's pitfalls here that could slow me down a lot. Could be a terrible spot right here to get petrified. I'm right at, like, there's an emergency needle on this floor I could go and pick up. It's well out of the way. So I'd prefer not to have to backtrack, but the spot where I encountered them was basically right at the spot where I'd have to detour to get it. I would not do this in a, I would not run without needles in arenas. Completely possible to just get ambushed by a group of cockatrices and killed before I can even respond. Has happened. I used to race this in tournaments a long time ago, and that was one of the reasons, the biggest reason you safety saved on that floor. That was where that could happen. Defeat this owned stone giant. Throw your brief glance at his ass. If you're not familiar with the design of FF1, it's a little janky. You're supposed to go into the Earth Cave, get to the vampire on the 3rd floor, find the Star Ruby there, and then you can't progress past that. There's 2 more floors after that, but you can't actually progress them until you give the Star Ruby to this guy over here, so you can get over here to get the Earth Rod. And then that lets you progress to the bottom. So you are required to double dip the dungeon by design. And no amount of glitching can get around that in this version, unfortunately. The basic progression, if you're familiar with the NES version, it's basically the same progression. You just can go through it very, very quickly in this version due to the glitching. Not really any grinding in this early section of the run. I'm just going to be doing 1 grind on the Evil Eye in the Ice Cave. That's my only planned grinding. That should take about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Otherwise, we're just zooming from location to location as fast as possible, which makes this pretty much the fastest version of FF1. Outside of the heavily glitched Japanese version of the original NES. Which just abuses going up and down stairs to trigger credits. Oh, okay. We get back to the danger floor, this floor, and the next floor of the danger floors. Please run. Please run again. Now I can use the Earth Rod I got from Sada. Either Sarda or Sada. I think it's actually Sada in the original translation. It was the dude I visited in that cave on that one peninsula. Please do not petrify me here. Please don't, 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 please don't. Don't. Now the danger is this spot. This guy can just straight kill me. I'll come in, Senny. Please don't kill me. Oh, new commands. I want to do that? No, I actually want to do this. I want to base my melees low roll their damage rolls. They wouldn't. Okay, they were fine. Well, I didn't need that Fyra, but I can easily lose this run if Lich is able to use this turn and cast Blizzara, because that can do more damage than my characters usually have max HP at this point. And it's also not beneficial for me to really heal here, because I'm trying to set up my party to get my characters killed. At least my melee characters killed around the time that I'm planning to be grinding levels for my mages. You're watching my FF3 speed. The 3D remake ones? Or the Pixel remaster? I have run both of those categories before. I think it's the remaster I played more recently, just because it came out more recently. I think I like playing the 3D remake more, because it has more glitches and it's more interesting to me. I'm going the wrong way. I don't want to go that way. Welcome in, hope you have fun here. Overshot that by at least one tile. Overshot it by one tile. Not a big deal. Need to get the crescent across this lake. Can't cross the lake with a canoe until I get the canoe. The canoe is actually in the town though, so I gotta do the long walk around it. Offer some equipment for glitching. Okay, that was better than I have been doing in that menu lately. Struggling to execute the glitch going from characters to the right for some reason. I was doing that on Thief initially. The goal of that was to put black garbs on 3 of my characters to raise their agility, as each copy of the equipment that I put on the characters adds 10 points to their agility. Means they go earlier in the turn order, on average, and have a better success rate at running away from encounters. At least from encounters that they're able to run from. It would be able to put it on 4 characters, but the way that the glitch works is I have to be in the equipment menu and glitch while I'm scrolling from one character to another. I can scroll using the L and the R buttons in the menu, so I can just go to the next character in sequence. But the glitch works by essentially trying to scroll over at the same time that I click the button to pick an equipment slot. I can do that in either direction, either to the right or to the left. So the ordering of my characters plays into who isn't able to glitch next to each other. Ice Cave is very dangerous, and I would If I was in a relay situation, I would absolutely save here because I don't want to get petrified, I don't want to get paralyzed, I don't want to die. All of that can happen here. Any of those cockatrices could have petrified one of my guys, and if it petrified the wrong character, that would probably derail the run very quickly. These guys can kill me if I'm really unlucky, but they tend to be easy to run from. As long as they don't ambush me. I don't tend to be super big. These guys, oh boy. Try this. This is scary. This is scary. Nope, that's game over. Really unlucky. That's basically when I'm... That's why I would save it a relay, because that nonsense can happen. They can show up anytime on certain floors. And I did like a half and half there. I suppose I could have set up a pyro with my black mage. I don't know if it would have killed them. I was running without any safety saves or any way to deal with that. The only way I could have dealt with that was healing up or running away before they launched Ice Storm. If they didn't launch Ice Storm, I had a shot to survive. But I was low health because not long after this I was planning to get the two melee characters, the warrior and the thief, killed off, so that I could grind levels on Evil Eye with the two mages. And if there's only two characters left, they get double the experience. It splits the experience among all surviving members in this version. But that is the risk. I really hate to say it, that's probably the end of the stream, because really wasn't going to leave myself enough time to do more than one run. I'm going to just do some quick practice. For my last run where I was improvising heavily. I took a safety save to practice for this. My white mage got petrified, and I wasn't running with any needles, so I got into an awkward situation with the white mage. I didn't have any way to restore her from being petrified until much later. That was before I was about to grind with her. What are we doing? We're doing Onyx. This is just some final boss practice. He's a dead black mage, I think. Let's stall for a couple turns, see if he does it in Blizzaga at least. I'll try to get the black mage up, but I gotta wait for the right time to do it. You're gonna do this on her, you're gonna do this on yourself. We hit Blizzaga now, but now we can still do Icon. This is a little awkward. I guess I can try to get him up here. This is not necessarily a great chance to do this. You probably should have... You should probably do the other way around. Let's try it. This could be pointless. Oh, got him up, okay. Might be okay. Might run low on MP though. Alright, thanks for hanging. still do Cyclone at any time, but now that I have over 300 HP on everybody, I'm in a good shape to survive it. Low row is going to suck here if it lands. Neutralizes haste. So basically he's back to as if he was not hasted in the first place. And if he got slowed before he was ever hasted, I would have to basically haste twice to counteract that. And you're out of a paint. I wasn't paying attention to her 84. What do we got? Remedy. Well, okay. Wonderful. Guess she'll might as well do it to yourself as well. Okay, we got away with that one, but let's try again. Let's do a puzzle quick. This is a mini-game puzzle I would play to try to get an emergency exit. I have to finish in second place to get the exit. Since I need a time between 30 seconds and 60 seconds. Very standard mini. Second place, you can see the times listed. Top place is 30, third place is a minute, so I just gotta place somewhere in between there. If for some reason I tie the first place time, that counts as a second place time, which will make me eligible for the prize selection, hoping for an emergency. And my general plan when doing these runs, especially for the relays, I'm going to be getting into the boat here because I can only play it on the ship once I've acquired the boat. This is the earliest time I can play it. Let's put 2 over there first. It'll be helpful. General strategy with this would be to play the game twice. Try to win an emergency exit up twice. If I do happen to win it, that lets me use the exits to escape from certain dungeons much faster than I don't have to walk out of them. First place time, unfortunately, doesn't give me the item that I'm looking for. It does give me a Mega Elixir, which could be pretty helpful, but it's generally not needed. Not currently dropping the item. Not a big deal. It's only a 1 in 6 chance. There's a pool of 6 items I could win from here. It includes a Turbo Ether, a Dry Ether, a Remedy, a Hermes Shoe, an Emergency Exit, and I think an Elixir are these 6 items. That can be awarded for getting a second place time. Third place doesn't really help me. There's some other extra items that are there. Doesn't really help me. It's not what I'm looking for. So I'm only looking primarily for second place items, because I want to finish with a time between 30 and 60 seconds. Once I've played the puzzle a couple times, though, the leaderboard times update automatically based on my prior results. Oh, that's what. There, so we can overtake. That's a second place time. There's a remedy. No drops, but you can see the leaderboard times update. My general goal, or at least my general strategy, is I wait until probably about 31 seconds on the first attempt, because then I have a window between 30 and 31 to still get a second place time on the second attempt. If I went super early and got a first place time in the early going, then I could get a time between that time I just set and 30 seconds to get a second place time, which might technically be a route improvement. That would allow me to play the puzzle maybe 3 times in the same amount of time that it would take me to play it 2 times by waiting. And the advantage of doing that is I would be able to get a Mega Elixir to use. There's still no guarantee I would get emergency exit drops. It's just the potential. That, I think, is unfortunately going to do it for me tonight. I don't have anywhere else to send you folks. But I'm going to wrap up my stream. Since that attempt died early, all the time I really had for it tonight. Sorry I have to cut this a little bit short. But thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for dying and everybody else for joining in. Keep doing practice runs. I will eventually do runs with safeties so that that situation doesn't happen again. I like going faster, and it's a short enough run that I can risk doing it every once in a while. I got caught though tonight, so it happens. Until next time though, thanks everybody for watching.